Hey guys, welcome back to Popcorn and Champagne.
This is season 4, episode 8.
Woo!
Hey guys, thank you guys so much for joining us. We want to make sure that you go to our YouTube page, which is Popcorn and Champagne, and make sure that you like and subscribe.
Yes, and go to our Instagram page, popcorn_champagne.
Yes. Tiffany.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when this airs, it's probably going to be a week or so after Homecoming, but TSU Homecoming was this past weekend.
Honey,
how was
fun
it?
was had by all.
Yes.
Yes. So we had an amazing homecoming week.
Yeah.
You got to witness some of it.
I did. I went to the Black Party,
Yes.
and that was on Thursday night.
Yes.
And Kid Capri was the DJ. And I
Yes.
will say, I put a story, and I forgot to tell you this. I added a story, and I tagged Kid Capri, and he also added me to his story.
Yes, mama.
Yes.
Yes.
So it was really good. That's
Yes.
the first time I've ever been, and I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so that's our alumni party.
Yep.
And so Friday, we do day parties around here.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the Delta Day Party, my sorority. And that was at the Sound Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
We had Project Pat in the house.
And then there was also a sighting of Popcorn and Champagne on the Jumbotron. It might have been this. It might have been
It
maybe.
was this.
Maybe
It was this.
you got it upside down.
I got it upside down, guys. Sorry. And she told me that before we aired. So we were representing, and
I heard that was a really good party.
It was. It was
Yeah.
great. Great turnout. Crimson and Cream Day Party was a success.
Yep.
Then the TSU Alumni Day Party, which featured D Nice and Rick Ross, the boss.
Ricky Rose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so, of course, all those proceeds went back to the university and their endowment.
That's awesome.
And so they raised $175,000.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So shout out to the
Congratulations.
alumni.
Yeah.
Saturday, of course, we had the tailgate, and D Nice again graced us
Yeah.
with his presence. And so
Yeah.
let me just say this about this man. So humble.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was done with his set, he spent at least 30, 45 minutes with us, just taking pictures,
that.
selfies,
Yeah.
shaking hands. When I tell you, just so humble. And I loved him. And so it was a great weekend.
Good. So fun was had by all.
Yes.
Cyrus.
Cyrus.
That's good. Well, mine is Virginia Tech won.
Yay!
Woo! Yay! Virginia Tech won. So I think they're 4-3 now, or 3-4,
So
something like that. I
that
can't
might
remember.
be bowl eligible.
We're
here.
hoping. I think they got to win 2 more games in order
Yeah.
to be bowl
Yeah.
eligible.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Chance Fitzgerald
That's
and the
right.
Hokies.
That's right.
Yeah. So now it's time for infotainment.
Infotainment. Woo, child.
Listen,
Jada Pinkett Smith, ma'am, will you please
take several seats.
sit down?
You said, please, Hirsch.
Hirsch,
Yeah.
we done.
Yeah.
I don't want to know no more.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this woman is going on tour talking about her marriage.
Yeah. You know I didn't want to talk about this.
So
'cause I'm
I know.
exhausted. I'm exhausted with this story. I am. But it is newsworthy, but I'm exhausted.
So it debuted on Today's Show
Yes.
that she had her interview with Hoda, and that they've been separated for 16 years.
Who knew? Who knew? They kept that under wraps. And did you see the 2017? She was on Watch What Happens with Andy. Andy, please give us a call.
Yes.
Even on your XM radio. Radio Andy, we would be so good on that.
We would be so good.
But she was on there and he asked, so what do you do to keep it, spicy or whatever? And she couldn't answer that question. She jumped around it or whatever. So apparently they've been separated since 2016. He asked her to go with him to the Oscars, right? With the infamous smack, right? And
Which she thought was staged. She thought it was a skit.
Yeah, yeah.
Ma'am, once again, ma'am, sit.
Sit down. Take several seats.
So so the book is called Worthy.
Yeah.
And she is spilling all the deets on their marriage. And, I am slightly curious about how the book reads a little bit.
Are you
I'm
gonna
not
get
going to
it?
lie.
Are you gonna
I
get
might.
it? You
I
might?
might.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if it wasn't for the entanglement,
Which they weren't even together then when they had the
So
entanglement.
why go on the red table and make this whole...
Yeah.
Why?
A lot of people think it was deceitful. You know, how they staged this they were together at the Oscars. He asked her to go with him to the Oscars, but they were not together. So that, coupled with them sitting down at the red table talking, and I guess the reason why they did it is because it came out and it needed to be addressed.
Okay.
So maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. I know I am sick to death of this story, and I'm ready for it to go away. I'm ready for it to go away.
Yeah.
But what did Will say?
So Will is, of course, in support of his wife. He basically was like, I would have hugged you more. I would have paid more attention to you if I had known. I mean, he put out a whole statement about it.
Yeah.
I'm highly confused.
I am too.
It's a bunch, as your words, malarkey.
It's a bunch of malarkey.
It's a bunch of malarkey.
Yeah, I can't.
I just can't.
Yeah. It's exhausting. And I mean, I get it. You know, she's trying to sell a book, right? So
Is that what she's saying?
yeah, I mean, she's doing the press junkets. I mean, she's been on Today's Show. She's been, you know, Debbie Allen and her were on Hoda and Jenna. And then last night, I think she was on the show that's on CBS. I can't remember which one it is. I think it was either Jimmy Kimmel or Fallon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's trying to sell her book. You know, but aren't you exhausted with this? I'm ready for it to go away.
Ma'am.
Take several seats. Bye. Okay.
Moving on.
So now it's time for reality show recap. Love and Marriage Huntsville. So this is on OWN. And right now, this season's good. I'm digging it this season. I'm really digging it this season. I think we're starting to see what we always knew about Marcel's personality.
Yeah.
He, you know, and it's so funny. What's the girl's name? Stormy.
Yes.
That she calls him a bitch.
Yes.
Right? And he gets in women's drama.
Yeah. Marceau.
Yeah. Marceau does. That's what I said, right? Did I say
Marcel.
Marceau. Okay, Marceau. Marceau.
Not Martel.
Not Martel, Marceau.
Yeah.
Okay. And so they had this expo, right? So that's what the story is about this year, right? They had this Black Expo in Huntsville, right? And Marceau and Tisha asked some of them to pay $100 and didn't ask everybody to pay $100. And Stormy, who has a phenomenal business right now with her skincare line and as well as her hair care, she is right now blowing up on TikTok right now. And I will tell you, I did buy her body butter.
Okay.
Off
How
of
was
TikTok.
it?
It's nice. It is nice. It is nice. Now, one of them has a bit too much scent.
Okay.
Chauncey said, "Don't put that on." Don't
Really?
put that on. Yeah,
It's like
he said it's too much.
overwhelming.
Yes,
But you like how it makes you-
It's good with the skin. It's
Okay.
very soft.
Okay.
You're very soft, and you have a really good glow.
Okay, Stormy.
Yeah,
Come on,
but she called him she called him out on his stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Most men don't get involved. They don't argue with women. They just don't argue with women. You know, most men don't anyway. But anyway, they had this Black Expo, right? Some people paid $100, some people didn't. Right. It's all about Black empowerment. It's all about Black excellence. It's all about helping Black businesses or whatever. And Marceau asked people for money.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Well, I thought it was very catty. I thought it was petty.
It's catty.
And
it's catty.
You know, you would think if they were, they would have sponsorship, right?
Right.
And you know, of some sort.
Right.
I mean, now they've been in the game. Now they're pretty known. They're stars.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But Marceau, I don't like him. He is not a liked man all around.
Yeah.
Meaning social media, like, you know, women have a problem with Marceau because he always talks down. You know, he's chauvinistic.
He doesn't value women. Yeah, absolutely. He's chauvinistic.
And
absolutely.
Tisha has worked her way to try to prove herself on the show as a businesswoman, you know, all of that.
Right.
And he constantly comes with the shade, baby. But when I tell you, it's highly entertaining.
It is good. It is so good.
Because and I tell you who you can't go blow for blow with is that Melody Hope.
Ever. Even on the day that you wake up and say it's going to be the best day. You can
She
never
will shut you down.
Every single time.
She'll
She's
shut you down.
quick. She's with it. She knows what to say. And I'm telling you right now, she is one. You got to do your research on her.
And she's the brain.
Yes,
right.
You got to do your research on her for sure.
And I just think it kind of sucks that Marceau is like taking digs at her
Yeah.
because she was the brains behind Scout.
Yeah.
She was the only one
Yeah.
that had. Well, Marceau had his contractor's
Yeah.
license, but
Yeah.
Martell didn't have
No,
anything.
none of them did.
And so
So, you put something in the notes that I thought was interesting, and I will tell you, I agree with you. You said that Martell he's struggling for content.
He is.
I agree with you on that. What I don't like about Martell is that he's staying in this house.
Yes.
And he will not leave this house, and his buddy Chris
Yes.
is allowing him to stay in the house because, he had a divorce from Melody, and so he's staying in the house.
that was sold.
That is sold, and now the buyers are like, they want the house. He's upset with Chris because Chris is telling him, you got to get out the house.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
That's like nothing to me. I don't get that.
Martell right now has a label on him and a type of just energy about him because of what he did to Melody.
Yeah.
That is going to take a minute for people to feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
At any point.
And he's still trying to keep on this air.
Yes.
Because he's with Sheree. That
Well, I don't know if that's still going on.
they broke up?
Because on the reunion, she said that he's a lot. Meaning he keeps the drama kind of going.
Yep.
And ain't nobody got
Who wants
time
some
for
messy
that.
man like that? That's
Ain't nobody got
unattractive.
time for
No.
that.
But what about cousin Kiki stealing at Home
Baby,
Depot?
what is going on with Kiki? Bless her little heart, girl. I really don't like her as an extra cast member. But I think this upcoming episode with her husband. Now, I love that she's brought in her husband.
Yeah.
He's.
I think for me, what I get from Kiki is it cheapens the brand. That's what it
And
is.
nothing
Nothing against
against.
it. I just think it cheapens the brand.
Yeah. I don't see where she fits in.
I don't like. I think Tiffany on the show is extremely messy. She causes drama when it doesn't have to be. But I do agree with her.
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to be on the show that's watched worldwide.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're going and you're stealing at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Which she didn't get charged for. I mean,
Yeah.
there were no charges brought against her.
But you had a Crime
But it was-
Stoppers video.
It was very odd,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
And she's still trying to,
Yeah.
she's struggling with her drug addiction and her
Yeah.
health and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you, out of this season, the person that I really like is Stormy. Stormy is about her business.
What's her Canvas Beauty?
Yes, Canvas Beauty. They have Canvas Beauty. And then she's got this body butter that is on TikTok and you can go to her Canvas Beauty and find it. It's amazing.
Okay.
I like it.
I have to
yeah,
try
it's
it
pretty
out.
good.
I love moisturizing the skin.
Yeah. Okay, so next it is the Golden Bachelor.
Yay! It's on ABC. It premiered September 28th. And it's about a hopeless romantic named Gerry Turner. He's 70 years young. And he's given a second chance at love on The Bachelor. Let me tell you. If you guys watch the Bachelor franchise, which normally here lately, because they've had other, they've shown their diversity.
Yeah. Finally.
It's made me really tune in.
Yeah.
But this is hitting different for me.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I didn't, but I will
Oh,
tell you
okay.
this. I was intrigued by it.
Yeah.
And the reason why is I've never had an inkling ever to watch The Bachelor. But with this one, I wanted to because I thought it was different.
Yeah.
I thought it was mature. I thought it was smart. And I didn't think that we were going to see as much drama as you would in the ones that are the younger ones.
So like the third, fourth episode, now the drama is ensuing, right? And you would think like these women are range from 60-ish to 75, okay?
Right.
And so they're becoming just as catty as the 20-year-olds that are normally on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
And so, but what I love about it is, honey, this could be my mother, right?
Yeah.
And
he could be my daddy.
And they're still hopeful to find love.
Yeah.
And Gerry is he's making the show. Like, he's making everybody so comfortable. He's so sweet. He's all of this. So
I think what it is for me, what made me want to watch it was the level of sophistication.
yes,
Because
the women are beautiful.
Yeah, I think the other franchises, it just seems like it's not, and kudos to ABC because
Yeah.
it's another streaming. And you got the regular Bachelor, now you can do a Golden Bachelor, you can do a Golden Female, you know.
Oh, that's coming next.
But I think what it is for this one, I thought it appeared, I have not watched it,
Yeah.
to be more sophisticated.
It is.
That's
it
what
is
I
more
think.
sophisticated, and they're more transparent.
Yeah.
A lot of them have lost their spouses.
Yeah.
And things like that. But one funny thing, and we can move on. But one funny thing was when they did the rose ceremony, there was a sister on there, older lady, beautiful woman, but she didn't make the rose ceremony, so she was sent home. But in her interview after the rose ceremony, she said, "Now, can y'all get some chairs? We can't stand up there all night."
I love it.
Oh, girl, I just love it.
that.
I love the
I
whole.
love that.
Yes,
I love
so
that.
it's a champagne moment for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I cannot wait to see who he picks. He has some incredible women.
So it's a few weeks out, right?
Yes.
This is still the very beginning,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now it's time for documentary recap.
yes.
Okay. So God Family Football, which was
Yes.
on Freevee.
It was good.
This premiered August 3rd, and it is unscripted docuseries about high school football. You know I love it because I
Yes.
miss Friday nights.
That's right.
Badly.
Yeah.
I love Saturday mornings, though. I will tell you that.
Yeah, I know you.
I
do.
will tell you that. But this is about a little school in Shreveport, Louisiana called Evangel Christian Academy, right? And they have won 14 state championships. And I will say that Russell Wilson, is one of the executive producers on this show. When I tell you this was such a good show, because really, honestly, when you are a football family, it is God, it is family, and it is football. And this followed them all throughout their, high school last year, 22.
Yes.
And their coach, who was a coach that was there for many years, and he ended up leaving and he came back.
Denny Duron.
Denny Duron is instilling in these kids faith.
Listen, that was my favorite part of it.
I love that part.
Because it inspired me when this man, before they hit the field,
Pray.
Yep. And baby, I'm not saying just any prayer.
Yeah.
He takes them to church.
Yeah. And they get on their knees.
That's right.
They get on their knees
Yeah.
to pray. So he came out of retirement to
Save the
help, to
program.
save this program. And it was interesting to me because, my child played high school, and then he also played Little League at UNA. And to see the demeanor of these coaches, it was different. I liked it. I mean, I really liked it. Not saying that the coaches at all, they were just more aggressive.
Yes.
And that's not what you typically see in a coach is, he was very calm. His thing was, you learn from this. You made a mistake and you learn from this. You know what I'm saying? So I did love this. I love this part.
And this school has produced like NFL players.
Yeah, one of the quarterback and the receiver, their dad he went to LSU, and they're twins, and he also played in the NFL. But those twins are like, they really don't fool with their dad, because for 12 years, the dad was not in their lives.
Okay.
So you're dealing with a whole bunch of drama in that. The one son is a quarterback, one son is a receiver. Oh, wow. His favorite target is his brother. Okay. Right? So a lot of the other kids that are really good are like, he's not throwing the ball to me. That's like real football drama. That's like really what people say.
That's right.
We dealt with that kind of stuff when my son was playing in high school. Like he don't never throw it to anybody else, and it's just those two. But those two had chemistry.
Yep.
You're trying to win a game. So
yeah. No, I mean, the quarterback and the receiver is
you gotta have that relationship. You gotta have that relationship.
Situations has brought many championships because of that chemistry.
Absolutely.
But it is a great.
It's wonderful. It's like 6 episodes, and they're like 30 minutes long.
Yep.
So check that out. I loved every bit of it.
So next we have Beckham on Netflix. It premiered October 4th.
So good.
This docuseries follows our guy, David Beckham, who shows his rise from, humble beginnings into this amazing soccer star.
Yeah.
One of the things I loved about this, and what I learned about David, was that he's really an introvert, right? And that his father was Earl Woods, Tiger Woods' dad of soccer.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
he spent every day working with David to make him a better soccer player.
Yeah.
And of course, living in England, I mean, that was, the thing. That's if you're going to aspire to be in sports, It's soccer.
Absolutely. That's their football.
That's
football.
Yes.
That's their football.
That's their football.
Yeah.
And so his dad was a big deal in David's rise.
Right.
In that sport. And so I learned so much about this man. I told Tony it made me love him even more.
Me too.
And then the highlight was him and Victoria.
Yeah. Posh Spice.
Yes.
From Spice Girls.
A real love story.
And I think, for me, he went through a whole lot.
He did.
A whole lot that I didn't really know about until I watched his documentary.
Yeah.
I knew who he was. I knew who Victoria Beckham was. I knew all of that. But to get down to it, when you kick someone in a game and your whole country turns their back on you when you're in the World Cup. So they're essentially the whole country turned their back on him. He was getting death threats. This is truly...
And then just to shed light on that, he was kicked out of the game.
Yeah, kicked out
for foul play.
Yep, it's personal foul.
He got a red card, which means that you're ejected from the game.
Correct. And the fact the country turned on him, and he was able to rebuild himself back up. I like the fact. I thought it was very interesting. He's OCD.
He is.
His closet was impeccable.
Oh my God.
His kitchen was impeccable.
Oh my gosh.
All of that.
Yeah.
He really is a good dude. And also, I will say this, what else I liked about him is that he stood in line for 13 hours to pass Queen Elizabeth's coffin when she passed away 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yep, he did.
No, he's a very humble guy.
He's a good dude.
He's a normal, regular guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and then another highlight was when he came to the U.S. to play for LA Galaxy.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Offered him $250 million.
Yeah.
Victoria was ecstatic.
Yeah.
To be there.
Yeah.
Because she did not like Spain.
She didn't like Spain.
There was also a scandal in Spain where he was there for a moment by himself. Now, let me just say what you learn.
They never said, though, did they? If it was true, if it was not.
Yeah. Well, I believe he cheated.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is that he depends a lot on his family. Okay. So his kids, Victoria, are everything. For a while, he did not have that unit with him.
Yeah.
I believe he strayed.
Yeah.
It was all over the news and it nearly broke him and Victoria.
Yeah, because he was obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And she was obsessed with him as well. I'm going to tell you something else I thought was a little interesting too. We talk about being famous.
Yeah.
We talk about how would you handle it if you got fame like that? How would you handle it? You know what I'm saying? How would you really handle it when somebody is manning your calendar? Everywhere you go, there's paparazzis outside. They're when you're driving your kids. I think that's the thing that got me is that his kid, they were driving through a whole slew of paparazzis and how his kid was crying.
No, he's having anxiety.
That's a scary thing.
Absolutely.
And you sit and you think, he's saying he's the dad. He's supposed to be the protector. And he's like, it's okay. They can't get in the car.
Yeah.
It's okay. They can't get in the car. But that's a lot.
It is a lot.
Think about a 5-year-old Tiffany. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody's trying to get with you, get your mom or your dad in the car. How scary that is.
It is.
That's kind of scary.
It is.
But this right here was a champagne moment. He's no short. He is now manager of the U.S. soccer team. He's got Messi. In Miami. He's got Messi.
He lives his life cooking for his family.
Yes.
He's all about family.
Yes, he is.
And
he's a good dude.
He is. He's a great father.
Yeah.
Everything. And so it's definitely a champagne moment.
Agree. 100%.
And he's hot.
He's beautiful.
God,
he's beautiful.
She is too, honey.
She's gorgeous too.
Yeah. Hey guys, this segment is brought to you by our amazing sponsor.
Make sure you go to kernelsnashville.com to get the Tony and Tiff mix where you can get 10% off if you use the code TTMix.
Yes, and make sure you get some of that sweet heat and frosty.
Which one are you?
I'm sweet heat today.
I'm frosty, I guess. All right, now it's time for a movie recap.
My notes.
Okay, so Tiffany got her notes out of Jack. She got her notes out of whack.
Nowhere.
Okay. No.
On Netflix, premieres September 29th, honey. It is a survival thriller. It's about this couple that is fleeing their country. The wife is pregnant, and they must fight for their life to get out of this country. They put them on these cargo containers. she gets separated from her husband. The husband goes on one ship, one container. She gets on the other. And then going through customs, they get stopped. Somehow she finds a hiding place and they kill everybody in her container. She wakes up, honey, they in a storm. She's on a ship. And the container falls off into the ocean. And then the story begins.
So
freaking amazing.
So yeah. So I'm getting my hair braided.
Okay.
You sent me a text.
I was like, Tony,
watch nowhere. When I tell you, with the pressure of getting your hair braided and the anxiety.
Oh, girl.
When I tell you, literally, like, I'm not trying to be like, you know how, like, I'm shaking.
Yeah.
Like I literally, it's anxiety filled. I had so much anxiety watching this movie. I was like, and it just got to a point where I was like, I almost wanted to turn it off because it was so good.
Oh, but you can't.
But you couldn't, because you wanted to know how it ended.
Yeah. The broad has a baby.
Let me tell you, she's a Girl Scout times 10. She's a Girl Scout. She gave birth to her own child. She finally produced milk to feed the child.
It took a minute, though.
Was that cat food she was eating, or was that tuna? Because I thought that was catfish.
But honey, I don't know. It looked good when she was eating it because I was there with her the whole time.
Okay,
I was hungry too.
Here's my thing. My thing was, it was so good.
Yeah.
But it was so unrealistic in so many ways. Like, when is the battery going to ever die? Because on the wall, you put in day 14 and your battery is still working on your phone.
Yeah.
When is it going to die?
Oh, and then the husband calls and he was trying to get to her, but he ends up dying.
Yeah.
She got to a point where when she had the baby, she cut the cord. She then passed the placenta. She put it in a Tupperware.
Because they had that on the container. They had a bunch of containers.
She puts the placenta in the Tupperware container.
For later. Let's do it for later.
And then gets it 2, 3, 4 days later and takes a big bite
that
out of
right
it.
there.
Baby,
I
said,
let me tell you something. I was so glad they didn't, they showed it. But then when you see the aftermath with the, I was.
Well, you know, it says it's all filled with nutrients.
Yeah, but I'm going to take somebody else's word on that. I did not eat my placenta 18 years ago when I had chance. And there's no way I would do that.
No. Baby, that's a warrior, honey.
Yeah, she was a warrior.
So
she ended up getting, something happened to the container that she was on. Mm-hmm. She built a raft.
She did.
Put the baby on a raft like it was Jesus in a manger.
Well, and she learned how to fish.
You remember she killed some fish and she was eating fish, raw fish, right?
Yeah.
And basically somebody rescued her.
Yeah.
And the baby.
It was, listen, guys.
It's anxiety filled.
I'm telling you. So good.
It is so good. I will tell you this, though. Watch it without the subtitles.
What?
Watch it without the subtitles. Because I didn't know it was a Spanish film until after. I was like, this is weird. Because her voice was too soft.
Yes.
And so the subtitles were not on. And that was why it was easier to watch.
Okay,
it's easier to watch.
I'm a closed caption girl.
Yeah, I usually am too. Until I don't like it when you have to read stuff. Right. I told you, I'm like, I don't want to read.
I put a post out there like, please stop making us read text in movies. I can't see.
Yeah,
I can't see what they're texting.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
guys.
That's your thing.
I don't like it.
All right, so that was a champagne moment, right?
Off the chain.
Okay, so the next one is The Burial on Amazon Prime, which premiered October 6th.
So good.
That is so good.
It's so freaking good.
So this is about Willie E. Gray, who's played by Willie E. Gary,
yes.
Not Gray,
yes.
Not Tiffany's
not
cousin,
my cousin,
not your cousin, who's played by Jamie Foxx, and I love me some Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, girl.
When I tell you, Tommy Lee Jones is so good.
Oh, girl,
he's
timeless.
So good. He's timeless.
He's
That's
so
exact.
good.
He's classic. He's timeless. So he was a funeral home owner who got into some trouble, right? One of his son's friends was an attorney.
Yep.
And his son's friend, suggested that they go after Willie Gary to handle this trial, even though Willie Gary's a PI, he's a personal injury attorney.
Yes.
This particular thing is a contract law dispute.
Yeah.
And
with insurance, because Tommy Lee was about to lose his funeral homes.
Right.
And he went to this insurance company, and they agreed to buy Tommy Lee's 3 of his funeral homes, and he did it on a handshake, and nothing ever occurred. It was breach of contract. Let me just say to you, Jamie Foxx to me always gets it. Mm-hmm. Honey, his acting of this man brought chills to me, because Willie Gary was known for his opening arguments, right? And he wasn't a Johnny Cochran. He was a different kind of, like, Mississippi, put a little spice on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was very successful, still successful, rich man. And he just had a knack for winning these cases.
Right. I thought when I started watching this, I thought it was going to be a comedy.
Well, it kind of was.
It kind of was, but when we got into the meat and potatoes of the movie, it wasn't. Because a lot of serious things came out about how Black people were treated in Mississippi. And what this particular company it was just called the Lowen Group. Yes. That's what it was called. What they did to Black folk. Yeah. And so
they cheated them out of their policies.
So they had this deal with the National Baptist Convention, right? Girl. That they were going to be,
Which was huge.
It's huge. This is a true story. This is actually a true story. I will tell you this. It touched my heart in the fact that how Black people were done. And how Black people are so trusting. Yeah. And how we want to believe that Mr. Man's going to do right by us. But not always. That doesn't always happen. And so I was very glad that at the end of the day, the man, which is Jeremiah Joseph O'Keefe, did the right thing. He was awarded $500 million. And he ended up settling. They ended up getting $175 million. And this is a true story. And how he still was able to give back, to Black, to Black people. What I liked about Jeremiah Joseph O'Keefe, which is played by Tommy Lee Jones, is the fact that he was so focused on making sure that he gave back to his kids and his kids' kids and his kids' kids.
Well, honey, he had 24 grandchildren. Like, he had a huge
family. He had
family.
13 children. Yes. Right. So I love that mentality of you thinking you gotta
and the fact that him and Willie became friends.
They became very good friends.
And then you think about death, it's such a sensitive situation. Yes, right? It is. And you want your loved ones to be put away nicely.
Absolutely.
But they didn't even think, going in, that this is what they were going to uncover.
Yeah. No.
So it really put Willie on the map when he won this case. He ended up representing Disney and all these other huge corporations. Yeah. And it just made his name just grow. But highly entertaining. Journey Smollett plays.
She did excellent in this.
She plays the defense attorney.
Yes, she did excellent in this.
Yeah, she's an amazing actress
I
as
agree.
well.
She looked beautiful in this as well.
I loved it.
I did too.
Champagne
Definitely. We've not had any burnt popcorn.
I know.
It's been a good week, guys. It's been a good week. Yeah. So now it's time for
What You Watching. So Lupin on Netflix. It's a mystery thriller series. It's one of my favorites. It's a part of the BBC. Season 3 premiered on October 5th, and it's retelling the classic of a French story about Arsène Lupin. So he's like this famous thief, but Arsène Diop he patterns his life after this character, okay? And it's made him this famous thief in Paris. So this season, he finds out that his mother has been taken hostage, and the demands are that he conduct these robberies in order to get her freedom. Okay. It's really good, and it goes into more of his background and how he got to where he is today. Deals with a lot of his childhood and all of that. But it's a really, really great series.
I've not watched. Chance Fitzgerald loves it. I've not watched this.
So good. Yeah. It's never a dull moment. Yeah. And just to see like all of his tricks, he's always in disguise. He's like kind of a black like James Bond a little bit, but he is a thief. So highly recommend it. It was the best season to me.
So next is Murdoch Murders, which premiered October.
I'm sorry, I just saw your
14th.
notes.
Why did you laugh?
Go, no, keep going.
What did you do?
No, I just saw something.
Oh,
Murdoch-
I know what you saw. Okay. Murdoch
Murders.
Murdoch Murders.
Yes.
Let me get right.
Five.
Let me get proper. Murdoch Murders.
So good.
This is on Lifetime. This premiered October 14th, part 1, October 15th, part 2. This was so good.
It was so good.
So, you know, we were obsessed with the trial. We were obsessed with this whole story. This, by far, was so good.
Listen, it laid it out
From beginning to the end.
to the end.
Yep.
Bill Pullman.
Played... Girl.
Bill.
let me tell you something.
When I tell
tell you
you, you've been acting for years, baby.
Bill did this.
Bill.
He even had the cadence of his voice.
Oh my
that
God.
country voice.
The mannerisms.
Yes, everything. He was a dang on crook.
Girl. And he was just greedy. And he was a drug addict.
He's drug addict.
He was just, he could have had it all.
I mean, to kill your son, your wife.
Desperate. Just desperate.
You can't, that drug has gotten you that bad.
That's right.
That you think, okay, the only way I'm going to get any relief from this, the only way I'm going to feel better is to kill my wife and to kill my son.
Well, he did it for the insurance money, right?
Yeah, in order to get more drugs, because he was a drug addict.
And he was on that oxy.
Yeah, this was really good. I will tell you this. You better check this out on demand, because this was really good. It also talks about his relationship that he had with Paul.
Yeah.
You know, and it also talks about how I love the black lady that was in it. You know, the one that was on...
Yes.
On
the caretaker?
Yeah, the caretaker.
Yeah, of his mother.
Yeah.
If you're not into documentaries and don't want to watch it, this is a really great cliff note just to watch this movie.
I agree with you on
Like,
that. That'll get you caught all the way up.
It's got everything.
Yep. That'll
in
get
a
you
nutshell.
Yep, it does. It does.
I truly thought they did a great job.
He's just a master manipulator. I mean, he's just really not a good person. He's narcissistic. He's not a good person. So he deserved everything that he got, and I hope he never sees the day of sunlight.
No, I don't think
honestly.
he is.
He even hurt black people too. So let's just be honest. He
did.
hurt a lot of black
Yeah,
people too. So
yeah.
whatever.
And a lot of victims that
Yeah.
never got their money.
Yeah.
It was
That's
sad.
Just really sad.
Baby. I'm sorry, y'all. This is what I was tickled about.
But when are you going to
Then
get on
she didn't honey, when am I going to get on it? I was on it.
No, I know. I was too.
I'm good.
Okay. So, I am on TikTok, right? I love TikTok. Can't get enough of TikTok. And there was this little TikTok that came up with Dallas. The show Dallas. It used to come on in the early 80s, right?
In the 1980s.
Yeah. And it tweaked my interest. And I found the seasons of Dallas
On
Freevee.
Freevee.
So season 1 is not available because season 1 was a mini series that
That's
had 5 episodes in the mini series, right? And yes, we grew up watching Dallas, Dukes of Hazzards, Falcon Crest, all of that on
Knots
CBS,
Landing.
Knots Landing, which was a spinoff from Dallas, right? So we grew up watching it. But as a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old person, we really don't remember. When I tell you, I've been watching this show, and it is amazing.
So what season are you on now?
I'm on season 4.
It's after Who Shot JR.
Yes, we already know Who Shot Jay. I'm on season 4, maybe episode 18. Back then they had a bunch of episodes. Now, when you're broadcast, I think it's like 21 episodes. Or sometimes it could be less than that. Cable is usually 13. Something like that.
Okay.
So this one's like 25, 26, 27 episodes. It's so good.
Okay.
It is so. I want you to watch it. I know you watched it when you were 7.
Honey, I can quote it. I can tell you. Let me tell you, my mother loved Sue Ellen.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you why. She loved Sue Ellen because Sue Ellen was the sharpest on the show. And she waited to see every episode what Sue Ellen wore.
Yeah.
And on Knots Landing, it was my girl, Donna.
Yeah. Donna Mills.
But I'm happy you're watching this and this is bringing you joy.
It is.
With Jock and...
Yeah, and so I've been Googling it too, and I've been really I've really studied on it a lot.
Yeah.
Jock Ewing is going to die in season 4. Jock
In
died
real life?
in real life.
Yes,
But
yes.
see, Jock, and when I was looking at it, Jock he was wearing wigs because he had cancer.
No.
Yeah, he had cancer. And so now that I'm on season 4, I can tell he's sick.
Oh,
I can tell he's sick.
He was such a stud.
Yeah. Here's the thing, another thing too. A lot of the clothes that they wore then are here today.
Yeah. Oh,
that
God,
they're
yeah.
here today.
No, it's rotated
Yep,
way back.
yep.
Because I love me some Lucy.
But
I loved her hair.
Yep, Lucy. And I will tell you this, Pam
was gorgeous.
She's stunningly beautiful.
Victoria.
Stunningly beautiful. One of the things they do, the acting has come along. J.R. Ewing is notorious. I love J.R. Ewing. J.R. Ewing has the best one-lines. He has the best, well, Sue Ellen, you're a tramp and you're a drunk. I love that when he does that.
Sue Ellen was a beauty queen.
Yeah, Sue Ellen was Miss Texas. Yeah, whatever. But Sue Ellen got down too. Don't get it twisted.
Oh no,
a lot of times
she did.
Yeah, because JR was outside in them streets. He really was. He really was. But anyway, y'all check out Dallas. It's on Freevee, which is through Prime Video, and let me know what you think. Because I guarantee you probably didn't watch it back then. You thought you were watching it, but now. It's different. It really does. It hits different. Like Bobby's a senator. I forgot about all of that.
With his cute self.
He's adorable.
Well, guys, that's it.
That's it, guys.
That was amazing.
So we want to thank you guys for joining our episode, and make sure that you go to YouTube to like and subscribe, as well as follow us on Instagram.
Popcorn_champagne, baby.
Yes.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. Kris Jenner, give us a call, please.
Yes, Andy, we're waiting.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Love you. Mwah.